Alright, SummoNerds video 4, here we go. Alright, I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
And we're back. We're back with another one. This one's a little shorter than the previous couple. Hopefully that's a little easier to deal with. We're cutting decks, it looks like now. I'll be playing Malundak of the Jungle Shadows.
Right, and I'll be the Warden of the Cave Filth. Kind of like some opposite styles on paper here, with the big tanky kind of filth units we have currently in the fragile, fast-paced Jungle Shadows.
Yeah, it's true. The Warden is like a pretty economic deck. In general, I kind of think that's how he's played. Mm-hmm. Is a very economy conscious, especially with his old prison pile mechanic. And the Jungle Shadows are all about board position and moving quickly and surprising your opponent with lots of attack dice, but not being able to take a punch.
Right, and I don't know if design-wise this was intentional, but like it seems to be that the cave goblins in general don't seem to need a large magic pile to be effective. They can kind of like generate a lot of attack dice and things with very little magic. And I kind of think of the Warden similarly functioning like that, in that he can just put most of the stuff he kills in the prison pile.
Yeah.
And kind of just make his own magic and be effective with very little. Of course, drawing from the prison pile when he needs to, but the magic pile itself doesn't need to be like tremendous.
All right, so I've already noticed a slight problem with this video. The camera angle was not quite as good as we thought it was when we filmed it. I apologize. You can't see Matt's not magic pile. You actually can sort of see that. You can't see his draw, and you cannot see his, more importantly, prison pile.
Prison pile.
That one's actually painful, and I apologize for that. I don't think that will make the viewing of this game too much more painful to deal with, because I think we can explain when he has magic or prisoners and when he does not.
I tend to throw all my kills in the prison pile anyway, so we'll...
Yeah, you can just assume for most of this game he has quite the prison pile built. I don't really think you were ever without him too much. All right, so we've started. Looks like I'm trying to move up. Yeah, I'm being a little aggressive with Malundak. I kind of like that. I like, because of his Consume in Darkness event, I just enjoy using Malundak as a forward. That 3 attack dice from range is just exciting to get to play with.
And of course the tracking of Malundak, tracking up and Consume in Darkness, the threat of something like that.
I just whooped that poor prisoner.
My God. Yeah.
Oh my. So okay. Also, just in case you were wondering about the kind of the way these videos work, we film them pretty far in advance, and then we commentate them on like a separate night. Usually, that's not a always rule, but generally, we just don't have time to play the game and film it and then also do the commentary, because we have to watch the game again as we do commentary.
We get kind of immersed during the game, so there, like at the start it could be fiery, but then later it's just kind of dies down into focus mode.
Yeah, and then our commentaries are kind of bad, so we go over and we dub the audio so you have better comments throughout. But as a consequence, it takes twice as long to do each video. So I have actually got some of your comments. The video quality, getting that a little better, and to show our hands. And I'm going to work on that on the next one. Unfortunately, actually, we even have the next one after this filmed. But the one following, we'll try to incorporate some of your ideas. The HD, like having it be a slightly higher definition, is a hurdle I can't personally solve just yet, because that is just a limitation of the device I'm using as a camera. But I'm hoping that in the near-ish future, in the next couple months, I'm hoping to get some sort of camera device. We'll just see how that goes. For now, I apologize. It's just a little grainy. But if you play the game, hopefully you can at least see what the cards are.
And so that prisoner there did just come out.
Yes.
So.
Did you want that one to come out? Was that one?
Yes, yeah, because I want to like.
Oh yeah.
Smack Malundak.
Because you want to use the Taskmaster and hit
go a few rounds with Malundak.
Yeah, Matt's feeling real comfortable from this position. I just feel so uncomfortable against the Warden every time I play him, because he's just so hard to kill, and his events are amazing and give him so much opportunity to worm his way out of danger.
Right. The
And,
warden, yeah, the warden feels very strong. The only thing is the warden feels like his hand gets clogged. Like I feel like I'm
oh my goodness, yes.
constantly holding onto my hand as the warden, but then eventually you like use one card and then it feels fine again. It's
No,
tricky to describe.
it's very true. I know. I never feel like I have an easy flow with Warden because I don't feel like any of his events are dispensed or disposable. You have to use them. They're not. You can't just get rid of them. You can't drop them to Magic. So he did hit Malundak 2 for 2 there. That's kind of important because that puts me in an early disadvantage.
And the warden did just snipe off one of his own prisoners there.
Yeah, almost surely putting him into prison.
Yeah, I didn't put him into Magic.
No,
in fact, there's no reason, at least the first kill of the turn, to ever put something into Magic. I've decided just because you can transfer that one card into Magic before you summon something anyway on your next turn. So anything should just any time you're killing the first thing on the turn, common unit anyway, it should just always go to the prison pile.
Yeah, and then you can decide what you want to do with it later if you really want to move it or keep it in the prison pile. Honestly, having a bigger prison pile again, like you said, it's nice with the warden. All right, so I'm a little concerned early because my plan was not quite as successful as I was hoping it would be. I also Consume in Darkness gives you how many life back?
Just one.
Yeah, just one. I was imagining, I have no idea why, but even now as I'm thinking about it, I imagine the same thing, that it gives you 2 life back. But that was
2 damage, 1 life.
Yeah, that was the problem. So I was thinking to myself, 2 damage is like not that big a deal. Yeah, here I used a Consume in Darkness.
Yeah, we used 1 there.
But in fact,
yeah, 2 against 1 here.
No, in fact, that was your split personality. In fact, I was actually in some decent trouble right from the very beginning. I had no magic or real way of dealing with this situation. But it looks like I at least got rid of that and I'm building a slight wall around Malundak. Oh, am I about to be crazy again? Am I gonna? Oh no! What am I doing?
I think you're like 3 to hit 2. The odds.
Yeah, I get greedy sometimes. It's not a terrible move because I can't think of a good way for you to get our surround on Malundak. So the only thing you can do is hit him from the one side. However, yeah, I'm showing you the dice because they rolled off camera. I hit 1, so that was actually unfortunate. And then I missed. Oh yeah, I missed the Taskmaster with the Hunter. That felt bad.
Yeah, because now he's free of poison.
And then I rolled on my own guy. Yeah, just get some magic.
You hit your own guy.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That poison would have been great. I was really excited about the idea of poison in Malundak's deck. That just seemed cool, but it didn't work there.
Yeah, no, I like Hunters in general. I mean, Hunters can still get that extra attack die in Malundak's from the Out of Shadows event, of course, so they can get that 2 attack. Obviously, in Nakuya now they can get 3 poison attack.
Yeah, with the the serpent. I forget what the chant is.
It's not chant. It's like what is it? I don't know.
Spirit.
Spirit of the serpent.
There we go. Yeah. Nobody's played Nakuya for just a little bit.
We were joking. We knew the whole time.
All right, that prisoner does not come out. Goes to the prison pile.
Yep, I wanted that prisoner too, but I never feel bad in the warden's deck when the prisoners don't come out. I just feel like can have a stronger stuff later.
Yeah, I mean it's good to have a big prison pile. Your champion Hester, for example, is just a really solid champion.
Yeah, I feel like Hester is a bit underrated. At least in our group, I love his potential, but Joe just doesn't seem to fully appreciate Hester.
Joe is just he's kind of dumb sometimes. Oh no. No, it's not true at all. But I actually don't generally put Hester in my deck either, even though on paper I think he's really cool. I don't know why I don't put him in. I just always I get excited about these other champions, and I put them in, or just really cool mutations. I want to put them in.
Yeah, well, yeah, the mutations that's tough. Like this, because the Demagogue has some good mutations, but all of the mutations that came with the Warden, I tend to take the Grotesque out when I play in the Warden's deck, but even that has its uses at times, like as a deterrent.
No, it's a solid mutation. Yeah, all of the Warden mutations are great. Oh my gosh, the Poison mutant feels so exciting to play.
Here we are, just like killing stuff. I went on a big rolling rampage at the start of this game.
Yeah, yeah. I think I made some like semi-polite comment about it in the original audio, like, "Oh, man, it's good for you," or something like, like. But inside, I was burning with anger. I wasn't that upset, but I certainly wasn't happy. This felt bad early on because I'm at a serious disadvantage, just from the amount of magic and prisoners he's been able to get, and the amount I'm spending just to have guys on the field, and I'm not getting anything back. I also, with decks like Maloon deck, I burn through them very quickly because I like to have a high magic count so that I can make any particular turn, so that I'm prepared in case I get an opening. I can make it a devastating turn.
Yeah, and yeah, Maloon deck has some Maloon deck definitely has some tricks up his sleeve.
Right.
I mean, as does any deck really.
If I had tracking and Consuming Darkness right now, but I don't. So.
This is another thing is like I knew Maloon deck could summon stuff off of other units, but we hadn't played alliances. I just wasn't caring about it for some reason.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, like he has that ability, but won't be used. Or so, I don't know what I was thinking, but
yeah, maybe it wouldn't be such a key.
Yeah, I underrate Maloon deck's ability in that way when I just haven't seen him for a bit. Of course, when I have him, I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it is really just one of the better abilities in the game, I kind of think.
Yeah, I think it's great. There was definitely some gripe because I don't know, like playtesting or something. He could summon champions or something from anywhere.
Oh, interesting. I didn't read that.
Yeah, something like that. And they're thinking maybe got nerfed too much, but I think his ability is really strong.
I think his ability is incredible.
Yeah.
It gives him like just an amazing assassination potential, and it gives him just great board control in general. So my plan here that you might be able to guess from where we're going with this conversation. So I was really hoping to summon something off of that stalker up in the corner by his wall. That was my plan in this. I was trying to divert his attention. Oh, I got two. Thanks. I was trying to divert his attention away from the stalker by making a big play and keeping him interested in a weak Maloon deck, and I was just hoping he wouldn't think about how devastating that stalker would be if I started summoning stuff off of it. I don't really know how well that worked, but it.
Well, I was. It's true. I wasn't really thinking about the summon point, but again, we can't see each other's hands. But I also just didn't have really much to summon at this point to do anything.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh, I'll kill that stalker with something. But I didn't have much. I had like these events or something. I think I had 2 champions in my hand, and some other stuff.
Yeah, it's always hard early game to get rid of the champion, or do you wait because you have such an advantage in the long-term game if you can keep the champions and survive, but if you toss it, you might have a quick advantage.
And by not having units in my hand, I was just joking. I have that zealot.
Yeah. Well, unless you don't play, I'm confused what's happening right now. You're like thinking about playing him?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so the zealot's out.
Now you're gonna pay for mutation.
Yeah, I think mutation.
Playing with your magic there. There we go. Finally made the commitment. Oh.
Yeah, poisson.
Get the poisson.
It's French for the poison mutant.
The poison mutant. All right, here we go. He's gonna try to hit my rhino.
Yeah. So.
And I'm thinking poison. That I didn't sign up for this. I'm supposed to be the jungle shadows.
Right. It's like I said, like 2 can play this game.
I think you did.
Maybe I did actually.
I think you did actually.
I wouldn't put it past me.
Oh, good, getting 2 for 2. Oh
no,
actually,
it's a rhino, so I hit 1, but he is poisoned 1.
Yeah, that is actually huge. The thing I always forget about poison is the movement restriction. That if you move 2 spaces, you cannot attack.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
One of the finer qualities of poison.
There he goes, not missing on Maloon deck. That's good. That's good for me. This game, man, I don't know why I was so. And then he snipes his own guy to magic deny me. That is really just a key tactic that we didn't understand when we first started out, but is for those of you who may be newer watching, denying your own units is an incredible strategy. It just keeps your magic flowing, and it keeps magic out of their hands because even though you're losing the unit on the field, unless there's a real concrete reason you need that unit there for next turn, or you need to keep it there during their turn, as a shield or something. It's nice not to have unnecessary units.
Absolutely, and yeah, the other thing is there, like, obviously Maloon deck could come in and like shoot the Warden for 3, ouch, but the Warden has so much health that I'm just like, and obviously has so many events to capitalize on a weak Maloon deck that it's just not worried about Maloon deck specifically attacking me.
No.
The bigger issue is, like, obviously I opened up I didn't open up a summon. Well, I did open up a summon point, but like, so the summon point can be there, and then something like that could attack the Warden. But again, with 9 health, I just wasn't concerned. I was more concerned with denying the 1 magic at the time.
Yeah. Let's see what I do. I feel like I did something not quite what I was.
I think we were tracking here. I think what we're doing.
I think I did just play tracking. I think I was a big old dum-dum, and I forgot about moving the poisoned rhinoceros on this turn.
Which I sat there and smiled until the attack phase, and I said, "You can't attack with that."
Yeah, yeah, but I just did not remember that. It was good. So I'm trying to think, where should I move on my actual move phase? Because all 3 of those units were able to move up around that poison just from that 1 tracking, which was great.
And again, when we play, we take back moves and stuff, but our one limitation is once the attack dice have been rolled, there's no going back from there.
No going back. Yeah, but if nothing, as long as we don't learn anything about our opponent's hand, like if I were to play an event and then Joe or Matt were to play Abolish or something, I can't take that back because I now have knowledge that I shouldn't have had. But as long as nothing happens that shouldn't have happened, or there isn't, so like perhaps if I move in such a way as to trigger an ability like Fear, and then if I'm not thinking about it, and then and there was a different path I could take that would get me to the same place I was trying to go, we generally let those things slide. Like, oh, you should have taken this path. That was the path. There's no difference there, and we want each other playing at our best game. So if there's a small things that we would consider app errors that we would make on the app that we couldn't in person, don't really apply. So sometimes we place a unit down, like Matt was thinking about the Zealot for a second there. As long as Matt's okay with me knowing he has a Zealot in his hand, I'm going to let that slide if he decides not to actually.
If it's at a disadvantage to the player who's making the move, then we consider it fine too.
Yeah, exactly. Because Matt can choose his own disadvantage. If he really wants to let that happen, then that's up to him. I'm not going to stop him. So, all right, here I go. Finally making my move.
So, yeah. So rhinos in Maloon deck are great because of how tough they are. No pun intended, but they act as those summon points too. They have a nice 3 life and are hard to kill and can get deep into the territory.
It's a really bad pun.
Okay.
No, they are great for that. Exactly what he was saying. They're just really nice as big forward summon points. They're hard to take down. The Stalker, you can take those down pretty easily, but Rhinos not only have the 3 health, like I consider putting Elephants in, but Elephants are just easier to kill because they don't have tough. Like Matt's done pun. Oh yeah, I missed there. And yeah, he's explaining to me it can't attack. Oh no, I've made an error. It's okay though because I have a decent position. I've blocked his summon point off. I'm thinking to myself, I'm pretty happy.
And we're like, now we're like shuffling around for the poison rules just to confirm.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was during the event phase it was allowed, but it is not. It is any time it moves on that turn. Because technically he did not move during the movement phase, and I was hoping that would save me, but nope.
And we're like, oh, it's in that deck. Oh, the rules are definitely in that deck.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which deck actually contained the poison rules.
Yeah.
Searching through that giant alliances box. All right, and I'm saying I'll attack him then. Haha. I did use a magic to get the Stalker to. Okay, yeah, I know that's. Here we go. I'm attacking with the Rhinoceros using Out of
Shadows gave him 3 dice on the Warden.
Yeah.
And there was all the die on the Poison Mutant were missed, and then the Poison one obviously couldn't attack. So the final Stalker just attacked the wall.
Yeah, that is why my Stalker attacked with 2 also. I didn't pay for him to be a Super Stalker that turn, the Chain of Transformation or whatever.
Yeah.
I used an Out of Shadows, and we just missed it
Mm-hmm.
in our discussion about the poison. All right, so now I've got some wounds on him finally, and hopefully I've got him in a position where he's going to struggle to get out. We'll just see if that actually holds or not. The problem I was worried about Enlist. That was my big worry right now.
Mm-hmm. Enlist, yeah, at this point also is like a bit weaker just because I can attack the Stalker or something. I mean, I can attack that Rhino also, but it's just a weird spot for it to come out. It's not totally ideal, but it can come out.
It's not the very best Enlist I've ever seen, but it would be or position I've ever seen to use Enlist. But it's good because it would give you another unit to clog me up and maybe kill off the Stalker and give you, for sure, an exit on that side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There are definitely things you could use it for, but alas, you don't have one. I'm trying to actually. I don't remember.
No, now I'm remembering. I said I was like clogged with these events, but no, it was the opposite. I didn't have events for the longest time. It was events specifically I didn't have.
Right, you had mutation.
2 champions. So I had they were like it was like an expensive hand that I had. So it was hard to actually do stuff with it, but it was also a valuable hand. So it was hard to.
There was a champion I feel that didn't get played. Which one was that?
Well, there were a few in this game didn't get played actually.
What was in your hand? I guess is my question.
I had her in my hand, and I
don't want to get rid of her.
And I had, I think it was Hester in my hand as well. Actually, the thing was, I was thinking was get rid of her because in this position, her is just going to get wailed on. Like, I feel like this game is coming to a close right now based on the position. Her would not do much. She'd be like tickle the Rhino or something.
No, it's true because I've got a bunch of tanky units out, which is not very common for Maloon deck. Right. If I'd had a bunch of shamans from the Jungle Shadows or something out on the field, her would have been invaluable because she would snipe them off from anywhere on the board.
Right.
But not this game. This game, I'm actually.
But yeah, so I think that was like just a bit of a misplay on my part, just not playing. Or I did pay 1 magic there to swap the Barbed Mutant with the Poison Mutant.
This I did not consider. I did not see this coming, and I don't know why. It's a brilliant play, actually, because I did have my units all clustered around there.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you pretty...
Barbed Mutant and Amazing Mutant, by the way. Came with the board.
Yes. Yep, here we go.
I'm a huge fan of the Legion Mutant.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people that's actually played the Legion Mutant, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I ever have. I don't think I ever played the Legion Mutant. I never got him out.
And the Legion Mutant's always like taking big whacks at the Summoner in all the games. It's not like what the Legion Mutant does or anything. I just really like him. I got excited.
So you hit both those on my Rhino. I was overjoyed. And then you got 1 on the Stalker.
Yeah, I would have preferred those be reversed, but that's okay.
It's just you don't want to get surrounded here.
Yeah.
Oh no, and you missed the Stalker. So the Stalker lives, and that was actually big news because it keeps his summon point.
I forgot that happened.
Yep.
Now I'm getting stressed out again.
It keeps his summon point clogged, and so he can't use it. And then it also gives me another summon point right next to the Warden. It actually gets even better than that. It gives me, and I might have done this turn, it gives me a summon point next to the Warden that is 1 space away from the Warden and not next to any of his units, so I can use Out of Shadows to get an extra attack die. And I built one of my favorite units into Maloon that can be put in Maloon deck into the deck.
About to see it.
If I get around to
it happens.
Or you're trying to decide your build magic, I think.
Oh, is that it?
Or are you telling me how much magic you have? Maybe I don't know why I would have asked.
I don't know.
All right, we're getting there. Come on. If you guess it, then put it in the comments or something. No, I don't. All right, here we go.
Gets done.
Blade Master. There we go.
Yeah. What a reveal.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the Out of Shadows is amazing with the Blade. Amazing. It's good with the Blade Master. It gives you 4 attack dice for 2.
Yeah,
it's
Blade
like
Master would normally have 2 attacks.
It's like having a Crusher, but with an ability that's actually positive because you can choose where those 2 dice go each time, you can attack 2 different units if you want to. And it doesn't hurt you like the Crusher would. But it's a really strong unit for that turn. So, okay, I've got a nice little surround going on him with the Stalker and the Blade Master and the Rhino. And this is all... yeah, there we go. I moved one.
There was also... did we mention the Shadow Snare?
Oh, yeah.
There was a Shadow Snare.
I played a Shadow Snare so that he cannot move the Warden. Or, here's the bigger thing. You might see I've left Malundak within 2 spaces of his wall. The Shadow Snare prevents him from hitting from moving past my Stalker. That was the big play here. I wanted to move Malundak up for a potential aggressive play later. Okay, I got 1 hit with the Blade Master at first, and then 2 hits, so 3 total hits. And I'm like, no, Matt, you added 2. And then
like, oh yeah.
So, okay, so I got my hits with the Blade Master, thank goodness. Now, I'm trying to decide what to attack with next. The Stalker doesn't get any added dice because of Out of Shadows, nor does my Rhino that's next to the Warden. But my Poisoned Rhino does get some extra, and my other Stalker, the one next to the Barb Mutant, does. So I used my Poisoned Rhino and got 2 hits on the Barb Mutant, I think is what just happened.
Yes.
We're looking for wound markers. I think we ran out of the ones we set next to the board. And now I'm trying to figure out, or maybe we're just trying to be... There we go. I rolled with the Stalker or the Rhino. It doesn't actually matter in this case. I rolled with one of those other units on that Barb Mutant. It just doesn't make a difference in terms of the dice. So, but I didn't kill the Barb Mutant. I was really hoping to kill the Barb Mutant. And then Matt.
Yeah, this was
has a great idea.
So I'm actually a bit concerned. I hadn't been concerned all game because I'm like 9 life, nothing can stop the Warden. But then now I have 5 wounds and can't move anywhere.
Yeah, and you're surrounded completely. Not only can you not move, but you are surrounded because the Shadow Snare actually would prevent you from moving even if you had 1 unit next to you.
Now, obviously, there are some great events that could get me out of this. Several, and you'll see one this turn. But it was one of the better ones. But there are other events that I wish I also had that could have really capitalized in this situation.
What's the Warden? What's it called? The Warden's big.
The Unholy Sacrifice.
Yeah. That would have been really nice in this situation.
Yeah, because I could have eaten up that Stalker, that Rhino.
Yeah.
And just put a wound on something with that Blade Master. It's annoying.
Yeah, no, that would have been excellent right now, but he did not have that, thank goodness. I actually was not even considering Unholy Sacrifice a little bit, or the card he played. I was really just thinking, I'm in a weak position, my deck is... I'm over halfway through my deck, I don't know if you can see that from here, and you definitely can't see Matt's deck, but he has a lot of it. He has not been moving through it quickly.
I haven't been moving through it much at all. Like I said, I get clogged hands, and what I should have been doing is getting rid of her in my hand, because she was useless in the situation, but I'm just like, it will somehow break out of this and have a late game or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but
well, it is really hard to give up those champions sometimes, because especially when you put exciting, you build exciting champions from other decks into a new deck, and you kind of want to use them. Her would have been really cool if this game had gone differently, but in this instance, she was a terrible choice.
I have a really good move here in store.
I think you are counting your dice and everything and trying to make sure you get all the stuff you need.
There's some placement things I'm keeping in mind too, because I'm thinking I could do this, maybe go for a more all-in oriented play, or potentially.
Yeah, I think you had 2. You had a safer play, and then you had an all-in play. You were hoping for. You're hoping for assassination this turn. Is I think what you were going for. Either that, or there was a safer play.
Right. We have a Shadow Snare, remember? So I can't just willy-nilly run that Berserker in there. But I can do something.
But he just played over work.
Yeah.
And you can't see that. You can sort of see at the very corner there. The resolution's a little bad. But yeah, he
So-
played Overwork, and this is brilliant because I've almost killed his Barb Mutant anyway. So this
Yeah. So I've chosen to overwork my Barb Mutant, so I get 1 extra die, and I'm going to get to
You can
attack
hit
all those
4
cards around
units. It's the best possible scenario for the Barb
So I
Mutant.
kill the important one first.
So that was bad. So now we can move the Berserker on his movement phase. And I thought, crud.
Yeah.
I was
So now-
so shocked. Oh, we got
so I got
3.
the Stalker,
Yikes. All of
and
this.
now this Rhino is going to eat some dice. I don't know.
No, you don't know.
So
Oh,
that
2
is
3s and a 1.
not-
So
gonna
he didn't hit a
kill-
single one on that Rhino. That was
Yeah.
big news because now we up there and 2 on that one, which kills it. Yeah, 'cause
which
it had a
killed it because
poison.
it had a poison.
So this is huge though on that Rhino because he has to choose now when the Warden attacks. He has to try to kill the Rhino, and he can't get a wound on that Blade Master.
Couldn't kill the Blade Master anyway, so
No.
not the biggest deal that happened. If I miss the Rhino, of course, it's a big deal.
Because then, yeah,
Because it's 50-50 now.
Because then I have plenty of dice to hit him next turn.
Huh. Technically, it's not 50-50 to miss. It's 50-50 to wound. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, yeah, it's still 2/3 to hit.
Yeah. Alright, so here is for the game. Haha, right here.
Because yeah, that Berserker. Oh my
Ladies
gosh,
and
I had
gentlemen.
no idea this was coming.
And I didn't.
And you got one.
Yeah. One.
So my
No.
mistake there, my opportunity I just handed him did not bite me, thank goodness. So we can continue this. And I mean, technically, it wasn't likely to lose me the game, but it very easily could have. That was an oversight on my part. That overwork was gorgeous.
Yep. And so for Balloon Deck. Now the Warden does have an attack, and I think it's very clear we need to attack the Rhino. I don't know if there's like magic in question. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, there we go. Pointing to the Rhino. So let's see what
Boom.
we get. Then we got a nice
Yeah, nice 6 there. Killed the Rhino. That was important because that keeps me from having another 2 free dice on his Warden. And now I have 2 magic left, and 2 magic it looks like, and I think I was really hoping for another Blade Master and an Out of Shadows, but that was unlikely because I already played 2 Out of Shadows. Wait, how many are in there? Is it 3?
There's 3 Out of
Yeah.
Shadow.
I was really hoping for that 3rd Out of Shadows and a Blade Master. If that just wasn't, I wasn't going to be that lucky, and I knew it. I only had so many Blade Masters in there, and I was only drawing, I think, like 3 cards.
And I think I just put I threw her and Hester both into Magic that
Yeah,
last turn.
You do. There we go. Yeah. So I did get a Stalker, so that's better than nothing. Oh, maybe I only had 1.
No, Stalker's only 1 Magic, so
Yeah,
you did only have 1. I
only
remember
had 1
specifically
magic.
you had 1 Magic. Yes.
That was big. All right. So
Yeah.
now I'm just going for it. I get 6 to hit 4, right?
It's
6 to hit 4. So it is within the odds. All right. I hit that one as well. So I got 2 with the Blade Master.
So we're at
1
basically
with the one with the Stalker.
Balloon Deck needs to hit 1. And he hit with just 1. Like
So right there, yeah,
So,
that was game.
yep.
That
So that
I
was
went in
game.
with that all in with Maloon Deck at the end.
Yep.
That was terrifying.
Yep.
But great game.
Yeah, very fun one to play. I thought I was winning the whole time, then all of a sudden that Shadow Snare came in, and I was worried. I should have gotten rid of my hand sooner that game. I might have had more options available to me because those champions didn't matter at that point. I should have realized that.
Yeah, I think we're discussing what what actually should have happened there is instead of going for the assassination play with the Berserker,
We were talking about using the Berserker as well to move down there and attack the units around there.
They can't see where you're pointing.
Right. So, next to the Blade Master, thinking about putting the Berserker there to have that extra dice. So then
Yes.
the Warden would have, because it was
We might
supposed
actually
to be,
visually show that in a second here. I'm not sure.
Well, what we ended up what ended up being said was that the way the dice worked out, it wouldn't have mattered because the Berserker that attacked Malundak hit 1, so it would have hit 1 on the Blade Master.
Yeah.
The Barbed Mutant missed that Rhino.
Yeah, so then you would have had a choice, Warden, to kill either the Blade Master or the Rhino.
Right.
Both give 2 dice and a summon point.
No, it is true. Yeah, I would have killed I would have probably chosen the Blade Master, but then it's the same amount of die that the will be thrown at the Warden next turn anyway. So
actually, I think it's 1 less because I couldn't have made up that summon point, so there just wouldn't have been a 3rd attack. I could only attack 2.
That's true. It would have been 1 less. So I would have actually had odds to live that turn.
Yeah, if all that had gone that way,
true.
yes. But yeah, so the better choice might have been in that case to play it safe. But he did just have a 44% chance to win, and then a 66% chance to survive, and then he still didn't have terrible odds in the next turn. So it wasn't a bad play, but it was possibly not optimal.
Yeah, the safe play, because I also had way more deck left.
Yeah, if the game had continued, I had just lost. I knew that. Yeah. That's why I moved my poor little Malundak in a position where he would have had 3-1 next turn.
Right, and I just kept thinking, like, 9 health, I'm invincible. I saw these wounds on him early and just didn't think he was wounded. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I generally feel with the Warden. I get creamed whenever I play. I'm not good with the Warden. Matt actually generally is. So
yeah, that's probably my second loss is the Warden.
Yeah,
it's not like I've played him like 100 times or anything. I've probably played him like 5 or 6 times. That's like my second loss.
Yeah, but it's just a deck you were kind of intuitively pretty good with. So
yeah,
Malundak, I go through seasons with him up and down. Sometimes I feel confident. Sometimes I just get too aggressive.
I like Malundak a lot too. I do this. I like to do this thing with Midi Kairu. It hasn't worked yet. The vision that I have Midi Kairu like run up there, and then Malundak with 3 dice rides on top and shoots for the kill on the other side.
I think I might have used that tactic on you.
No, it almost. I remember the game you're talking about. It like almost happened, but they like couldn't.
I don't think I got the kill with Midi Kairu, but I had Midi Kairu and played him and used the ability.
No, I remember you did, but we were describing that it was unnecessary because the runt could have just been shot over in the first place.
That's true. Yeah. No, I think I did it. Just for effect. It was not it was not unnecessary, but I wanted to use. I had Midi Kairu and I really wanted to use him at his end game. So Anyway, all right. I don't know what we're talking about right here. I'm pointing.
We can take a guess.
I'm looking at your discard. Actually, at this point, I might just be picking out my units.
I think we're talking about if Malundak had these events. No, that's not what we're talking about.
I think I'm just trying to get my cards, and I think I said something like, I think I counted all my stuff and said, do you have any of my stuff? And you said no. And then I went through your stuff and found it.
Yep. No, because I remember I at least in one of the games, I threw like some stuff out. I said, no, I don't have anything, even though like I was clearly throwing out stuff that I had.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got just a second left here, so we'll start saying our goodbyes. But yeah, we've got another video coming up, a little preview of next week. We've got
it's actually 3 games in 1 because they were all pretty quick.
They were all
pretty fun as well.
They were kind of a mess.
They were,
but they were
especially
fun.
Game 2 was a bit
interesting. Yeah.
But,
still sore about that.
They're no. Game 2 was Well, anyway,
you'll get excited. Yeah, we got a couple of summoners neither one of us have shown yet on this page.
Yeah, it's a fun matchup to watch. To watch. I don't know if it's a fun matchup to watch. It was very fun to play.
Yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely have some good stuff to say about it. But like and subscribe and comment and all those good things. Comment, give us some more tips, and we can hopefully work them into future installments, like we said, kind of in advance. But
till next time.
Yeah. All right. Signing off. See you later.